Good morning. Hey, everybody. Hello. Oh my gosh. It is crazy morning. There you are. Hello, everyone. All right. So let me see if I'm online even. There I am. Joanne, Annie, Kathleen, Suzanne. Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late. My computer doing freaky things this morning, and it made me authenticate who I was like 10 times. I am who I am. And let's go into our hearts. Good morning, people. Ricky, Rick, and Josie. Hello, Sally, Suzanne. Hi, everybody. Okay, so take some breaths in. Let's do 3 breaths into the lungs and back out. Get some love flowing. All right, feels like the energy is settling down now. It was very chaotic. I don't know what's going on. I know that it was the Chinese Lunar New Year yesterday, and there were some solar flares. There was all kinds of stuff going on yesterday. And the comet, has anybody seen the comet? The green comet that they keep talking about every time I open up my computer. I think I see a picture of that green comet. Good morning, Sharon. You're up early this morning, darling. And Sally and Tony, good morning to you. How's everybody doing? How'd you do with being positive yesterday? We had that 24-hour challenge to stay in good vibrations. And I just loved everything that I saw. People were sending me private messages of good things that were going on. It was so beautiful. And Annie, yesterday was so amazing. Joanne, you had an emotionally stressful day. Honey, let's see if we can calm that down some. Thank you. Thank you, Sally, for that. Yeah, it was like when I turned on the computer, I had to tell it was me. It was like something had taken over my computer. Good morning, Jesse. Too cloudy to see the comment for you, Suzanne. Yeah, they're saying that tonight, I guess February 1st, it's February, happy February, that this is the optimum time for us to see it. But, you know, you guys, it's kind of hard to go out at night when it's like 1 degree outside and it's snow on the ground to look for a comet. So I may have to pass on this one. Kathleen, you and Huddle Bear did really well. Good. Well, I'm going to read the blog. I know I'm on late, but, you know, they were talking to me last night. So let me see if it'll come up even. My computer's so funny. I'll click on something and it just looks at me like, you want me to do what? Yeah, too cold. I agree, Sally. I would love to see it, but yeah, not going to happen, I don't think, for this girl. Good morning, Catherine. All right, so the blog is called Enough. Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die having left undone. And that was Pablo Picasso. Oh, let me see, Suzanne, what was that? I think you had a great comment there. You did well yesterday. It was a great experience to be conscious of my words and thoughts. I love that, Suzanne. Me too. All right, so the blog. I don't believe that the majority of us sit around and think about what will happen after we die back here on Earth. Many do focus on the afterlife and what our perception of that looks like. However, do we really put any thought into what's left behind when we are no longer here? Who will be able to break the code of the multitude of passwords to get into all the precious things we protect with those secret phrases or nonsensical combination of letters and numbers and special characters? What will happen to the tons of things that were so important and meaningful to us, but may not have any meaning to anyone else? For instance, I hang on to things like cards that people have given me where they wrote loving thoughts. Those only have meaning to me and the ones who wrote them. Yet, there they are inside a suitcase that I lug with me everywhere I go because I cannot bear to toss them. I am a minimalist and I have let go of pretty much all material things. Well, except sentimental cards, stuffed animals, and too many pairs of shoes. I think all those people I know who have garages, I think of all those people I know who have garages stuffed full of things, most of which are in boxes that haven't been opened in years. What do you think is going to happen to those precious items when you're no longer here? I've thought a lot lately of our Earth planet and the resources we use up daily. Don't get me wrong, I'm not judging anyone for having material possessions, and especially if it brings you comfort and a sense of pleasure to surround yourself with it. I'm just typing out loud to express what it seems that few are addressing in our world. We seem to be suffering from a hoarding crisis. but no one wants to talk about it. It's like having that family member that we're afraid to say anything to, but everyone is thinking, why does Aunt Millie own 10 blenders? Even as I write this, I'm looking around at the small room I'm staying in and shaking my head at the fact that I have 2 suitcases full of clothes in here and another one in the car. I'm asking myself why my car looks like the Beverly Hillbillies as I drive down the road. Why am I contributing to the waste that's happening in our society? This is a wake-up call for me to do my part in stopping the excess waste and hopefully lightening the burden of what someone will have to figure out what to do with my things when I'm no longer here. Dear angels, I think about how it used to be back in the day when the clothes I owned could be hung on the back of a door and fit in a single dresser drawer. I did not feel that I was missing out on anything. I had enough, yet here I sit with so much excess that it makes me nauseous to look at it. My focus now is on the sustainability of our planet, and my heart aches at the waste that fills our landfill sites while we cry about the price of everything as it continually rises. When will enough be enough? Dear ones, taking a self-inventory is a huge part of figuring out what your life is all about. Do not be so hard on yourself as you do so, however. This is all a decluttering process of letting go so you can feel the freedom that comes with detachment. What you are feeling is the weight of having excess baggage and is really only a metaphor for what happens in life when there is excess energy attached to the 3D world. You are now shifting into a 5D energy field, and all that stuff does not fit in there. It's like the suitcase that's overfull. You force it to zip up, then you complain about how heavy it is. Would it not be better to only have what will fit into it? Do you not see that you fill your lives full of excess every day? What can you leave out of the suitcase? What is bogging you down and tethering you to the heavy energy? This is for each of you to figure out, dear ones. Only you can decide how to deal with those things that you are so attached to, whether it be habits or material possessions. Only you know when enough is enough for you. Only you can decide what your footprint is on your earth and how much of her resources you are consuming, and that you are comfortable in doing so. Dear angels, today I promise to declutter and lighten my load and what's in the angel mobile. So yeah, they were really talking to me last night, and I knew it was coming. It's a chore every time that I go somewhere and I have to bring stuff inside. So that's what they were messing with me about last night. And I know it wasn't just for me. I don't know if that hit a chord with anybody else. But as they started doing that talk last night and reminding me that I have way too much. And it's not just the material stuff. I think we all carry around way too much baggage that we're just not willing to go through and say, okay, I don't need you anymore, and start just letting go, start releasing. It's all about releasing right now. And if we're going into this 5D energy, we can't carry all of that stuff with us. It's not going to fit, just like what they said. And Kathleen says, wow, Pablo's quote smacks you right in the face. A great way to get your attention. A garage full of my things and even some of my neighbors' things. Yikes. Yeah, absolutely. Brichetta, good morning to you. And Sally says, I started my 4th round of decluttering my closets. Yeah, my closets are suitcases. So I've decluttered a lot, but obviously there's a lot more that needs to go. And there's a lot of people that are without that could use some of that stuff. You know, when I was at Aunt Jean's, we took, oh gosh, but my car was packed with stuff that I was giving away, and we took it to a women's shelter there in El Paso and gave away a lot of things. But I still have my car stuffed to the gills. It's hard to get everything in there every time I have to pack it up and get ready to move out. So obviously, this is my message. This is my time to go through all of those things that I think I can't let go of and let it go. It's time for that shift. And it's time for, I believe, not just the material things. That's a big part of it. But it's time to let go of emotions. It's time to let go of some beliefs that I think were have-tos. There's not any have-tos. There's only what is it that I absolutely have to have right now in this moment. And Kathleen says, the clutter I have is a reflection of my mind right now. That's exactly what clutter is. What's happening on the outside is what's on the inside. So wherever we're at, emotionally, mentally, that's what's going to show up in our lives. So if there's stuff packed to the gills and it's been there and it's not moving anywhere, and you know that it's there, but you probably don't even know what all is there. Let's look at that. Look at what can I do? And how am I showing up in this world? And what's going to happen to all that stuff when I decide and God decides it's time for me not to be on this planet anymore? So, yeah, it's a big, big message, I think, yesterday for us all. And Suzanne says, I'm claiming this one too. I've been releasing since September. Yeah. Sally, you've got 2 closets full of clothes that you only wear half of. You know what I find? I've got these 3, and they're not little. I've got 3 big suitcases that go everywhere I go. But I keep wearing the same clothes and then washing them and then wearing the same clothes and washing them. And it's like I have so much excess, and they're heavy, and it's hard to get them stacked into the Angel Mobile. So this was my wake-up call, you guys. And it's something that I'm not going to ignore. So it's happening. I got to find out where to take them here in Boulder, but it's definitely happening that I'm going to declutter the Angel Mobile. Oksana, good morning. Oksana said it's a perfect day to declutter. Happy, okay, I don't know what that is. Imok and Bridget Day. It's a sacred day in Ireland when winter turns for spring, when we plant the seeds of light. Maybe that's why they gave this message at this time. It's time to move out the old to get ready for the new. And Sally says, and I don't fit anymore. I still have a hard time seeing myself in a smaller size. So I try to hold on to those larger clothes. I know that feeling, Sally. And yeah, there's a lot of things I have that I don't fit anymore. I've lost a lot of weight doing what I've done with the lifestyle change. So why am I holding on to them? That's such a good question. Why do we hold on to things that no longer fit? And we're not just talking about material things. Why do we hold on and say, I can't release that. I can't let go of that? Annie says, I have some things to the Haven the other day and the thrift store as well. I'm going to keep decluttering. Rachetta, need to let go of some unwanted memories which keep troubling me. A lot of that going on, Rachetta. And Annie says, I gave some things before Christmas and some things to the thrift store. Joanne says, Sally de la Rosa, ugh, it needs to be the other way around. Gift that vision of smaller to yourself. You know, I don't see her on here, Auntie Jean, but I just went through this with Auntie Jean because she lost a lot of weight just recently. But every time we would go somewhere, she'd go immediately to the extra large aisle. And you know what I'm talking about, going to the plus aisle. And I would say something. I'm like, Jean, you don't wear that size anymore. You know, what are you doing? What are you thinking? And she finally got it. She finally was enjoying wearing the size that looked good on her. So yeah, it's a mindset. And I get it, Sally. I understand what you're talking about. Jessie says, I've been decluttering for months now and it feels great. And I do think of how my daughter will have to deal with my stuff. There's a folder for her with info, my obituary, important papers, and a very short list of valuables where they are. I lost most of it with my house foreclosure. I've lost a lot of stuff along the way, but I've also picked up a lot of stuff. And so that's what I need to look at. What's going. So I'm not even sure what that looks like right now, but I know that it's going to happen. I know the angels don't give me a message for nothing. They always just give the message and then they wait. So yeah, this is really a thing, you guys. I'm decluttering, and I think this was for all of us to really start to think about. And Sally says, I usually begin the first day of the new year decluttering. It's become a tradition. I just said that to Tony, and I love that, Joanne. It was the 2X size here, and now I am in large juniors. Yeah, it's really interesting because I did recently just buy something because it's cold and I needed some tops that would keep me warmer in the cold weather, and they're too big. And I'm like, okay, what was I thinking when I bought that? But yeah, there's stuff that just has to go. It's got to move out. So let's see what Kuan Yin has to say. It's never too late. If you have forgotten who you are, know that your true self has not gone away and never will. Underneath every layer of conditioning, under all twisting and turning and trying to fit into some shape to please others, your true self remains true, ready and waiting to rise up in original gorgeousness and glory. It's never too late for you to choose to be you. I love that. It's never too late to choose to be you. And really, isn't that all we need? I mean, I don't need 50 changes of clothes. I just need, like I said, the things I wear all the time. And then I wash them and I wear them again. So it's going to be a weeding out process for me. And I'm starting today. And yeah, that angel mobile is going to be a little bit lighter rolling down the road because I know I have stuff that people could use that I just keep in there, or I lug it into somebody's house when I go to visit. And I'm going to visit my Sharon, who came on this morning with us. So I know I'm not going to lug all of that stuff into her house. So it's gotta go. You know, I even had that crazy thought at one point, like, all right, where can I have a storage shed, right? Do y'all ever do that? You just have so much stuff, it's staring you in the face, and you're like, oh, let me just get it out of my face. So you put it in a storage garage somewhere. And that's crazy. So yeah, this is a wake up for Teri, and maybe for some of you. I think the messages are never for one person. And I see a lot of you doing that thinking thing. So yeah, I think this is going to happen. And I think somebody's going to be blessed with having different clothes, or maybe clothes that they've never had before. When I usually try to give to a women's shelter or a homeless shelter, or somewhere that I can find that people are really going to benefit from it, instead of just taking it to a thrift store, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I like to see it go to where it's really, really needed. And, it is wintertime. So some of these things I know people could use. I've got so many sweaters. I don't need that. I need one sweater and that's it. So yeah, thank you all for listening to me type out loud this morning. That was so funny. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm thinking out loud, but I'm typing it. So I was typing out loud. And Sally says, we needed this card. I think I will be turning my attention to my inner mirror so I can see the true me. Yeah, let's do that. Let's turn it inside so we can see what's going on in there. And I have to apologize, you guys. I know there's no sorry in Pville, but normally on Wednesdays I read our big long prayer list, and I'm just conscious of the time. It really was a glitch with the computer. I could not get it going the right direction this morning. I will read the card again, but I will read the prayer list tomorrow. I may have to just shift it to Thursdays, because it seems like there's something every week that detracts us from doing it on Wednesday. So why don't we just say we're going to read the prayer list on Thursdays now instead of Wednesdays? And that's what I will do, because it's a long prayer list and it takes a while to get through it all. But we know who's on there. We'll just review it tomorrow. And we don't have our Auntie Jean or our Blue Jean, and they're our grid keepers. So yeah, let's do it tomorrow. And I'll make sure that I'm up early enough that the computer's giving me problems. It's not the computer, it's the internet. Then I'll be able to have time to do that. It's never too late. If you have forgotten who you are, know that your true self has not gone away and never will. Underneath every layer of conditioning, under all twisting and turning and trying to fit into some shape to please others, your true self remains true, ready and waiting to rise up in original gorgeousness and glory. It's never too late for you to choose to be you. There you go. It is never too late. We can change at any given moment. I love, one of my mentors is Lisa Nichols, and I just love this one meditation that she does and the teaching that she offers, that you don't have to change anything in your past. You don't have to go back and erase or rewind. You don't have to do any of that. You can start at any given moment and have that blank slate in front of you. And what do you want it to look like? How do you want to create your life in this very moment? Sally, you got to run. Oh, have a sweet day. Yes, I hope it goes great for you today. And we'll be praying for your Robert. So please know that every day we lift him up and hope that things are going to go smoothly when they do bring him out of that coma. And let us know, please, how that goes for him and for his beautiful sons, lifting Ben and Joe up. All right, so let's go into our hearts in just the few moments we have left. And just breathe. Yesterday was so beautiful, and I still have the remnants of what that felt like, to have all that positivity flowing in our lives, to start thinking along the line of, what do I want to share with the world? How do I want the world to see that smile on my face when they can't see my face. And that's really what we did yesterday when we kept pouring out positivity. We were showing a beautiful smile to the world. And it felt so good last night when I went to bed. I thought, wow, I really enjoyed sharing positive. I enjoyed the fact that people were responding to the positive that was shared out, and that I kept getting message after message from people lifting me up yesterday. That felt really good, you guys. Let's keep it going. I know it was a 24-hour challenge, but as much as you can, start thinking along the lines of, what do I want to share that's going to lift somebody up? Not what's going to be a regurgitation of the things, the awful things that are happening in the world. And there are, we'll find what we look for. Let's talk about the good that's happening, what people are doing to lift each other. So let's go into our hearts. If you have anybody that we need to pray for, put that in the comments. If they're not on our list, our prayer list, I certainly will put them on there. But let's just lift each other. Let's lift our loved ones. Let's lift our Mama Gaia, who's frozen in a lot of parts of the country right now. And let's just offer that service to the world, that we care. And our little bit of positivity that we can do, it makes a big difference. It really does. So take a deep breath into your heart. Let's just do that for a moment. Just calm the storm, calm all the thoughts, and just be. We breathe in love, and we breathe out love. We breathe in light, and we breathe out that light to the world. And we lift up all those that are hurting today in any way at all, whether that's a heart hurt, emotional, mental, physical, or spiritual. Whatever's going on, we just shine a light. We just keep giving love, because Kuan Yin reminds us that love is the healing energy, that whatever is happening, we add in that beautiful energy of love, and it might not solve problems, but at least it's going to bring an energy of peace and calm, so that whoever's going through that dark night can see the light, can see that things can change, that they can have hope, and that we can all see what's going on around us. When we shine a light, we can start to move things out that are no longer needed, that may be a stumbling block in our way. So I just want to give gratitude on this day, this beautiful day that we have in front of us. So grateful for another day alive. Grateful for guidance. Grateful for the angels. Grateful for love. Now breathe that in, breathe the love in, and send it out into the world. And then take another breath of love in, and let's lift up each other like we do every day. On the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. Thank you all for coming in for a few moments this morning. I'm going to go see if I can find our Leos. Let him take us out on a very good note, having that cup full of joy.
Research shows nostalgia can help you remember
Gotta
ads.
do ads.
So customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Don't you want to relax and wind down after a long day at work? If you're looking to release some of that stress, try the Claudine.
Here we go.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on. Come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. One on the peace for peace, on our mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead wherever we may be. We create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels, and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today is a new day, we all part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Cup full of joy. Full of joy, give me a cup, give me a cup of joy, 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 give me a cup of joy. Give me a cup of joy. Woo!
Oh, thank you, Leo. All right. I will be back in about an hour doing the meditation excavation at 10 o'clock Eastern this morning with Dr. Ruth Anderson. Tune in and let's see where that goes. I love you all so much. Stay in your hearts. Stay blessed. And I'll see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.